So I just finished Lord of Mysteries first two episodes, and I gotta say, this is a must-watch show, even with July's insane anime slate that's coming out around it. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, Brett here back for Geek Variants. We cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, Star Wars, and more. And in the idea of respecting your time, look, this show is absolutely amazing from its animation to its storytelling to how they kind of built the world. The visuals that went into the world are all incredible, and therefore it's a must watch from me to you. However, I would not recommend necessarily for the younger audience if you're a teenage and above and you've already kind of gotten used to gore and some kind of interesting imagery, then you should be absolutely fine. This show is incredible from start to finish thus far. And sure, we're only two episodes in, but we're getting basically 30 minutes of content as opposed to the traditional 18 to 22 minutes that you get per show. So it's going to be insane to try and get these kind of compressed within an 8 minute time span, let alone covering the world and everything going on into it. So there's a lot of great stuff come on. If that's all you want to know, by all means, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, get on your way. We're going to go ahead and talk about the recap of this first two episodes thus far. And I'm still trying to get all my thoughts together. So we learn about the Beyonders in a sense that there's 22 divine paths that you can choose from. And each and every one of them leads back to a path of divinity, which somehow, in some way, all ties back to it's what seems at this moment in time to something Emperor Roselle was familiar with, or at least he is a prominent figure, I should say, in establishing how this world kind of works because he is what's called a transmigrator. And what that seems to be in another version of time traveling, which could also be another version of an isekai because this show basically in a sense is a thriller mystery isekai, but it's dark, so it skips all the traditional tropes and goes, "Don't need those," and gives us exactly, the kind of content that you're actually looking for. But at the same time, we're still completely at a loss here because we finally met Klein, and we finally got to kind of get to know him, see what's going on with him, just kind of the traditional stuff of like what is going on in his life in a day to day. And he literally wakes up from a time where he had a revolver pointed at himself, finished everything, and then woke up just fine with his head basically healing, reverse some kind of insane jutsu or whatever you want to call it, where he was able to be back to normal, like literally nothing happened. And we are seeing that there was an detective agency that was going out and investigating what was going on because it wasn't supposed to be just some kind of regular murder mystery. It was something more pertaining to the fact we have the supernatural involved and we have a ritual that was apparently being performed. And we kind of see that our boy Klaus was one of, if not the leading suspect pertaining to what was going on, and people want to kind of investigate and figure out why. We figure out he's got a little sister who's pretty much very friendly with, and he's trying to make a better life for her. He just finished studying for school and he got some insane accolades. He's very well known, he's very well respected within his community. That being said, he's very broke because in episode two, the thing he's happiest about is his paycheck. Because, hey, it doesn't matter if you're in a dongwa, it doesn't matter if you're a manhwa, it doesn't matter if you're in anime or you're just in real life, anytime you go up in the financial classes, life is better and he's much happier. You can't escape these tropes. They just exist. And episode one, we find him just kind of going out and testing out what his abilities are. And by testing out his abilities, he summons this fog and this basically whole other dimension, a whole other realm where he summons two individuals to him. One lady who is called Justice and another gentleman called the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is more keen, he's more laid back, he's more reserved. On the other hand, we have Justice, who's just this younger woman who's very excitable and just wants to be a beyonder. And the Hanged Man is going to help the Lady of Justice kind of take that next step. And ultimately, for some reason, they report directly to our boy Klein, who's now who's kind of revering himself as the fool because he had a card reading throughout early on in the day, and his present is the fool, which apparently is the number zero for a tarot deck, which I know nothing about, so I need to go familiarize myself with it because it seems to be rather important to the implications of the 22 pass that we have going on here. Because Emperor Zell said that the 22 pass were originally created in the deck, and then things just kind of got split out, and you drink these potions that give you these magical powers, and you kind of get the gist here. Our boy ends up on the run because these detectives are leagues ahead of what he is in terms of abilities and understanding what he's got going on. Because while he has all these amazing powers, he literally just woke up from a hole in the head. He's doing the best he can with the memories he's got and the skill set he has, which is absolutely no match for the lead detective, who turns out to be Dunn. Dunn happens to be followed around by a guy by the name of Leonard Mitchell. Leonard Mitchell also is going to be every girl's hear me out for the next foreseeable future. I don't care what anyone says. I just going to speak that into existence because I think that's going to be something that's going to absolutely happen. Leonard is more flowery, he's more elegant, he speaks very well, he has more of a defined, if not finer, refined-ish look. He kind of looks like some kind of like if you put a human and an elf and then had this individual with long flowing hair. He's going to be the hear me out for a while. Dunn, on the other hand, is everyone's basically strict father. He is the captain of this new group that is operating within the crime detective agency, which also is in an underground bunker within the Hounds pub, which is where all of the degenerates of this area go and fight and gamble and other things of unsavory natures. So they just go ahead and kind of operate within a secret, within a secret, within a secret. On their first mission, they go out to go and investigate what is going on pertaining to a missing child. Our boy Klein has decided to take the path of the seer after reading through some of the notes of Roselle and being able to see that, hey, the Emperor Roselle decided that if he could redo everything again from his past and the potions that he chose, he would have chose either the seer or the marauder, which is an interesting two paths to have chosen from. And ultimately, Klein feels called to be a seer. He takes his potion and he is just absolutely insane with his new skill set. So much so that the alchemist who helped gave him the brew is like, "Hey, whoa, 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 let's dial this back in. Let's pull ourselves back. You're doing a little bit too much. Now you can have the ability to double tap your forehead and you can kind of turn on and off your ability to see spirituality and all the energy pertaining to it, which is called spirit vision. And he's able to kind of see and what's going on in the world and see who else has these gifts. And he's able to use this new seer ability with his cane, that he's able to detect people's energy based upon all their items. He just has to hang something pertaining to it on the cane, and it gives you the directions in which you need to find who it is you are looking for. And in doing so, he was able to go off and figure out where exactly a missing son was. Someone's son was missing, had been kidnapped by these two individuals who were regulars at the Hounds pub. Everyone kind of went off in their own direction, got that handled. And we see that Leonard is stuck with Klein. And ultimately, Leonard is kind of a BA. He handled these two individuals rather seamlessly when they were in human form, and he was literally dodging bullets like it was nothing. So that's a crazy physical feat in of itself. And as it turns out as well, when these two individuals who happen to be people who are uncontrollable beyonders were able to mutate and get even stronger, Leonard just rose to the task and was able to handle the situation using some insane feat where he was able to summon them back into his realm, have them be attached by thorns, and basically taken out that way, which is super cool, but also super dark and twisted. And Leonard is very, very much on to the seer. He doesn't seem to really be all that into the yeah, you're not seeing anything garbage line. He's basically like, I'm on to you, but you're not on to me just yet. Because we see as Leonard finishes his inspection of the uncontrolled beyonders and what's left of them, that there is a dark shadow that is emanating behind him, and that he is able to kind of control that at will. And he says he's not on to us, which is pretty crazy, all things considered. So its show is super mysterious, it's super dark, it's super twisted, but the animators absolutely cooked throughout the show. It's a must recommend right now, even with all of our insane schedule that's going to be coming up. So if you want to keep up with our insane schedule, hit the subscribe button. Easiest way to stay with us is absolutely free. Greatly helps us out, as well as just hitting the like button, leaving comments, sharing us around, all that good stuff that all YouTubers ask for at the end of the day. I'm Brett for Geek Variants. I'll see you in the next one.